All right, so I am back, like I said, in the short. So I'm going to just dive into the cards that are already pulled. I have them currently in three separate columns. Some of the cards, one column works for all of the three columns, okay? So I'm just going to get into it, okay? This is going to be a weekly reading from today up until the 21st. So if it applies, it applies. If not, there you go. They don't. It's just as simple as that. So the first four cards that we have are currently communication coming in and secret revealed, and as well as neglecting intuition and let's stick up your ass must be uncomfortable. So this is letting me know that there will be communication coming in, and due to you neglecting your intuition and or doubting yourself about this situation and what was going on and why it was happening in the first place, it has made you uncomfortable to the point where it feels like there is a stick up your ass. In short terms, and that's just the brunt of it. It is making you uncomfortable because you're not actually living in your truth. You're not actually understanding what's going on and why it's happening, but you do, because you have been, again, neglecting your intuition, which is yourself, which is actually understanding why I want to do this, why I don't want to do this. It is your intuition, it's your inner guide, your inner path, your inner communication system. So not only you, but as well as to the ancestors as well, and anybody that you believe in. Okay, there it is. But when you are neglecting yourself, you dismiss things that are right in front of you. You avoid them. You don't want to confront it. And this is why communication is coming in and the secret is going to be revealed. It's because it is letting you know that you have not being able to see exactly what is in front of you. So we need to show this. Sometimes secrets aren't actually things that people aren't hiding. It can actually be essentially things that you just have been neglecting to actually want to understand or care to understand or dive deeper into or actually recognize and or acknowledge. So we want to make sure that we are, again, not neglecting ourselves, listening to ourselves. So that way, again, we're not uncomfortable. You have been so uncomfortable because you're not guiding yourself in the truth, in the light of what you know that you should in the first place. Bless me. The next four cards that we have are failure to commit. You are not ready, as well as buck the system and relocation. Okay? So this is letting me know that you don't commit to yourself ever. You're okay with starting over from the exact same spot in itself, but that's never going to work. You need to buck the system that you feel like, quote unquote, has been working for you, yet you've been lining up in the same exact spot. Every time you're like, oh, this always happens to me, or every time I do this, or every time, that means you're doing it consistently. You're expecting a different result, something different to happen. If you're acting out in the same way, if you're doing the same thing, you're speaking in the same way to yourself, you have to recognize that you're not ready because you're not committing to yourself to make a change, to make a difference, to lead by example for your inner system, for your inner understanding. You need to start relocate. I had a dream last night. It's crazy because I have to literally say everything again. But I had a dream last night where I was helping an artist. His name is The Dream. If you don't know him, he's also a producer. We had to find out his stocks. And if you know, stocks is something where you're investing, and you kind of have a say so within that standpoint that you have the stock in. Like, you are investing money and they're going to invest money back. It's an inner exchange of itself. But you have to recognize what you're actually investing in and if it's worth it. But to get back into it, we kept seeing that he only had 0.05 in investment, which is less than nothing. So once that information came about to him, and the stream recognizes for everybody. So for the first, second, and the third column as well. It's a little weird because I'm trying to get myself back on track, but here we go. Here it is. But we have to recognize that 0.05, 00 is a new start. It's a new beginning. It's something different. It's that relocation. It's that bucking the system. It's that secret revealed. It's that communication coming in. It is that 00. It's something new. It's something different, something that you don't expect. But you have to recognize that you have to buck the system, because that 5 is that change. It's expecting that abundance of something different, something new for what you have been actually sowing into yourself and sowing into your environment. You have to realize that if you're not committing to yourself, you're never going to be ready. You're going to keep denying yourself of things, keep rejecting things, keep doing the same exact thing, putting yourself in the exact same situation, just in a different time zone. Time is not going to stop for you. Time is not going to stand still. But if you continue to do the same thing and expecting a different result, that is literally insanity. You need to realize that I need to buck this system that I've been on. I need to relocate. I need to move environments. I need to move around these people. I need to move around this state. I need to relocate myself so that way I'm able to buck the system properly where I can commit to me. I need to set up tasks. I need to do certain things where if I committed to this, okay, I'm starting to get ready. I'm starting to get prepared for this change, okay? The last and final column for the third person or whatever is let karma handle it, oh happy day, as well as third party person and separation. So this is letting me know that there may have been issues with the person in your environment or your life where it is causing you some disruption, where you actually need to be separate from this person in order to get oh happy days. It is letting me know that you have been reacting out of self. And what that means is you have been reacting without thinking about yourself, without thinking about the environment, without thinking about what you actually want to do and the outcome that you want. You've just been reacting off of this person. But you need to let karma handle this situation. You need to allow them to have their own self-detriment and their own self-sabotage. And what I mean by that is you can't pull everybody with you. You can't take everybody with you. You can't bring them along. You can't have any of that happen. You have to recognize that karma is going to handle it, and karma is the consequences of their actions and or reactions, as well as the energy that they're outputting as well. So if you're trying to save them, if you're trying to talk to them, or if you're trying to still stay around them and you know that they don't give off the same energy and are reciprocated or anything in that sort where it's not working for you and your betterment, you need to have a separation from this person. So that way you can actually have oh happy days. Which leads me to the fourth column, which is for every single column itself. Okay? Which is not the one. This person is not the one. You have been recognized that whether you've been neglecting your intuition, whether you haven't bucked the system yet and you're not committing to yourself, whether you are chasing after to push this person's karma in front of them or to get this karma with that person as well, they're not the one. That's not the situation. It's not going to work out at all. It hasn't worked out before, and it's not going to work out again. They are not the one. Stop trying to force it. Stop trying to make yourself comfortable with it. Stop. No, they're not the one. Separate yourself. Acknowledge that there's a secret. Acknowledge that you are not committing to yourself. You're not ready because you keep trying to do the same thing, the same situation. It's not the one. It's not the person. It's not the job. It's not the place. It's not going to happen. It's not for you. It's not meant to be for you. You need a change. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's giving strategy is needed before action is taken. So once that communication comes in and it reveals that secret, and good, it could have been something that has been in front of your face the entire time. That is okay. You need to still have a strategy before you start taking action. You don't want to react to what has been shown to you. The same way in this column, you want to make sure that you have a strategy before you just start committing to things. Is this something I even want to commit to? Is this something I even want to do? Is this somebody I even want to commit to? You have to realize that strategy is needed before action is taken. Strategy allows you to sit down with yourself and take a moment and start pinpointing things that you do or don't want, or what does or doesn't work for you in the first place, okay? Which leads to the last comment. You need a strategy. You're going to separate from this person, but you have to realize, don't just hop out of this situation into a new one or into a new thing where you're ending up in the same exact situation, same exact mindset, same exact circumstance. And it literally said third party person and then give a name, which means, again, you don't want to lead yourself back onto that same path, or once karma is just like, oh yeah, they doing it and they handing it to them, and you have to realize, just take a moment, take a breath, okay? Which leads to the next card. Drop the facade. Stop lying to yourself. Stop neglecting yourself. Stop denying yourself the truth or your actual feelings. Oh my God, the mirrors keep falling. Stop denying yourself the truth. Stop trying to switch up. This is what it actually is. No. Start taking things at face front, for face value, for what is being shown in front of you. People can lie with their words just as well as they can lie with their actions. Okay? You can lie with your words the same way that you have been lying with your actions. And this is causing the ancestors to be displeased because you're either neglecting your intuition, which is that inner communication of self and guiding yourself with the inner understanding, and or you cannot be committing properly to the point where you're again lying about the situations or circumstances, about this is what I truly want, but it's the same thing that you have been wanting, and it's the same thing that has not been working out for you. Baby, think about something else. Think about something truly, so that way you can buck that system that ain't been working, or how you've been lying to yourself about this person and needing to separate, get away from the situation, because now you're taking on their karma as well, okay? And we don't want to take on anybody else's karma, good or bad or otherwise. Let that shit go and allow yourselves to start pleasing them. Because, like I said, you want that transformative ending. You're going to want that 999. 999 comes before 00. 99 is that transformative ending. It's an accumulation of everything that you sold into self. Whether that be a transformative ending and it's changing in the exact same way, or in a result that you don't like or you don't want, or it's going to change in a way that is actually beautiful, that is magnified of your inner true self and that inner true understanding of what needs to happen and why it needs to happen. So make sure again that when that secret is revealed, you have to recognize, okay, I was neglecting myself. I cannot let that happen again. And when you realize, okay, this is a different situation that I'm used to, don't fail to commit to yourself, because you actually need to do this. You actually need to understand this. And don't allow yourself to be so wrapped up in the karma of what's going on that you don't separate from a person, that you can't have happy days. That this is the end all be all. So recognize that you have been lying to yourself. You haven't been being truthful with your environment. You have been acting like everything is okay and it's fine, and you're recognizing it is not. It is not going good and it's not going well for you, and that's just the truth. That's in all honesty. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I want to read. I had a dream the other night, not last night, but the other night, where it gave me the number 63 continuously. Even before I started the Anchor podcast, got going. I literally wanted to say hello, my little chickadees, which is funny because 63 is Chi-Chi or Chi-Chi, but it doesn't have the tones above it, so I don't know exactly how to pronounce it for me. But it is after completion, which again is that transformative ending. After completion is when the secret is revealed. After completion is when karma is happening and you're going to get that separation. After completion, and so you're able to buck that system and relocate. So again, after completion, but let's get into it a little bit more. So we have above water, below fire. Water over fire, cautious optimism. Okay? It means that you're not afraid, you're not scared of what's going to happen, but you're cautious and you're aware of your surroundings and what's going on and why. And you're optimistic about it without being aloof or gullible or neglecting of self. Okay? It says fire and water are elements in opposition in most circumstances. Here they work together by setting rules that sustain that endeavor. Sorry, the endeavor. Too little fire and the water will not heat, which is where we get where you're not bucking the system, you're not committing to yourself, you're just allowing yourself to sit in the same shit happening over and over and over and over again. Okay? Too much heat and the water will boil over. Once you get to a situation where somebody has been disrespecting you, or it has been working out, or not giving the same energy, or where you have been neglecting yourself and lying to yourself and making yourself uncomfortable, that can boil up to the point where it extinguishes the fire, which is your drive to want to do something in the first place, or the reason why you were in that situation in the first place. Okay? The situation has been set up for success. So again, when that secret is revealed, when you get ready to relocate and buck that system, what you used to do, and when you're ready for those happy days after that separation, it is success. It says, but it must be closely attended as it proceeds. That's where the caution comes in. Being mindful of your environment, your space, your tongue, how you think, what you say, and what you feel. And why. To start going more into self of what is going on in your environment and what's happening. Okay? Recognize the dangers as well as the rewards. So again, you're recognizing it, you're not diving into it, you're not, you are just recognizing what's going on and what is happening. This is what's currently going on. This is what is going to accumulate. 11:11, my time. This is what is accumulating. This is what is going on and what is going to happen over this next week that coffee got me good. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all of these cards on this one because apparently I only got a 20-minute timer. So we're just going to go ahead and lay the cards out. I am missing a card. There it is. That's not correct. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so we don't need to take this. Oh my goodness, this is crazy nonsense. Okay, so the first card that we have, this is what your ancestors have been wanting to communicate with you. This is them trying to let you know how to fix those issues, go through those situations, better understand them, what we just went over, and how to move forward, how to proceed forward, how to acknowledge self, but also to communicate better as well. So the first card that we have is Thrive-briety. Like sobriety, it's Thrive-briety, which is tolerance. Okay. Okay. So with this card, this is letting us know, and there's where I'm just going to read some questions and what exactly it means. And the reason why I'm starting with this card, it says, call on your ancestors through the great blue road of smoke and shake off the demons demons of addiction in all forms. So addiction to neglecting yourself, an addiction to denying yourself of change, of not blossoming, of not growing, addiction to wanting to always give somebody their karma or help somebody out of a situation. That is an addiction. That is a need to do something. And the reason why it says tolerance is because we need to understand and build up our tolerance of why are we doing this? What are we setting forth? What are we actually creating a tolerance for? If you smoke, you start getting more of a tolerance. No matter what you smoke, you're going to need more of it because your body becomes immune. It's the same way that when you use the same deodorant, your body literally builds up an immunity. It is there to protect you. So when you start building up your tolerance, you have to realize, what am I building up my tolerance for? And I'm building it up for always dealing with bullshit. Am I building it up to always neglect myself? How am I building it up in a way that is where I'm able to thrive, where I'm able to sustain? Am I able to build up a tolerance where I can be around certain people and I'm not, bless me, I'm so sorry, this coffee is getting me, where I'm not affected or in any sort of way I'm disregarding myself, where I'm getting so into it or anything, where I'm able to build this tolerance. There's certain people that I can be around because I tolerate them, but I won't willingly choose to be around them. If they so happen to be there, it's fine. Like people at work, I typically tolerate them because we're at work. I have to work with you, and that's it. But if it dives deeper into that, I won't allow you into my presence, into my space, where I have to keep going away from myself, possibly to build up a tolerance from you or with you. That's just not how it operates. The questions that you want to ask yourself, because like I said, it's clicking me. I only got 20 minutes for some reason. I can't reset it on my camera, but here we are. Um, and it's letting us know, how do you pass on your legacy? This is your actions. This is what you are actually planting. This is what you are putting forth. How are how do you pass on your legacy? How will you break free from the energies that want you to remain trapped in the norm? Again, bucking the system or being uncomfortable or never separating from these people that aren't reciprocating your energy. How do you go away from that? You have to realize that there are infinite possibilities that are stretching in all ways. That's why I said smoke. When smoke goes up into the air, we kind of don't see it much anymore, but it's still there. It's still present. We put it out into the ethers. It's the same way with our energy, with our mindset, with our thinking, and how we do things. There's going to be like 3 to 4 parts to this. Um, it is a daily, weekly reading. So, yeah, I'm just going to cut it off now so that way I can upload the part 1, and then we can start moving forward to the part 2 so you can dive deeper into the rest of these 7 cards and the rest of the other decks. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fucking fun.